Okay, hello. Hi guys, we are starting my 11:30. My 10:30 Pacific time, 12:30 Central, high school level. This is really cool. We're gonna draw a T-Rex. We're gonna draw the drawing direction compass block and explain that. We're gonna use that to help us draw a wiggly contour line worm. But I'm waiting. It's going to give it a few more seconds here for the high school level, and it is 12:33. I'll give it one more minute, then we'll get going full steam. Woohoo! I'm going to use this drawing book. You could dare to draw in 3D as our inspiration to draw. So, well, hi guys, welcome. Let's start our clock. 30 minutes of high school drawing right now. Boom, high school level. We're going to go for 30 minutes, and which is going to be hard because I have a lot of stuff to tell you in 30 minutes. Basically, what I wanted to try to get you guys, you high school students, to understand is anyone can learn how to draw. And if you enjoy drawing today, I draw every night on Facebook. This is my 90-day challenge. We're at day 49, I believe. I hope you guys can join me on Facebook. All these lessons and the lessons we do today are going to be transferred right over to my YouTube channel. All right, and if you really like it, I'm also on Amazon Prime. I have a lot of my shows on there. I'll show you about this book in just a second. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and why I have such a passion for teaching drawing. I started many years ago, back in 1985, with a TV show called Mark Kistler, Secret City with Commander Mark. Some of you old timers might remember this from the last century, from 1985. In 1996, we gathered together. In 1996, we gathered together the usual suspects, and we did another series called The Imagination Station with Mark Kistler. In this series, we won the Emmy. It's really cool, and I'm telling you that for two reasons. One, I'm trying to impress you, so you think I'm awesome. And the second reason is that I really would like you guys, if you enjoyed today, you can watch this series right here. Well, there's 190 episodes. 26 episodes were picked up by Amazon Prime. Okay, 20. If you like this lesson today, you go to Amazon Prime. I have a lot of different lessons on YouTube that I think you'll enjoy too, and a lot on draw3d.com. I'll tell you more about those later. Some of my students from years past have worked on movies, a lot of the George Lucas films, Despicable Me movies with the Minions, BB-8. Some of my students won the Oscar for directing Kung Fu Panda, Rex Grignon. These are called mashups. Some of my students worked on Frozen over the years and a lot of the Pixar movies. I mashed together two different movies. This is a fan art piece. I'm so proud of these students, and I love drawing these pictures to salute their success. Some of my old students worked on Little Mermaid, Spider-Man from Marvel Comics and DC Comics. Goes on and on. It's just so inspiring. It's such a wonderful feeling to know that I was able to inspire the young generation back in the 80s and 90s, and now again with the use of Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter to get this new generation inspired to create the movies and the comic books and the illustrated children's books that we all enjoy and that we all love and that we have our kids grow up on. So let's get going. Let's get you drawing. You next generation of artists. We're going to draw 4 squares. Go ahead and take your pencil and draw 4 squares. Now at the very top up here, I want you to write this. Let's write our declaring statement. I am an awesome. Write this down, you high school students. You are awesome, brilliant. I'm an awesome, brilliant artist. Bam! And you're drawing today with me, Mark Kistler. Write down my website so you have it for reference. I have my web blog that will keep you updated. I put lots of my drawing lessons from Facebook and YouTube on my blog, www.markkistler.com. If you'd write that across the top, markkistler.com. Now, this half hour of drawing is sponsored by my initiative. So, number one thing I want to share with you is put MKII. This is my nonprofit. I'll tell you more about that later. Let's start in square number one right here. I want to draw two dots straight across from each other. Let's jump right into it. Now, if you are drawing with more than one person, please send me a note saying that you're drawing with your homeschool group or your high school class. I'd like to know who's drawing with me, what the grade level, age level, and where city, states. Share with me where you're drawing from. Where are you from? I know we have Ireland. I know we have United Kingdom. So awesome. I know we have Brazil. Put your finger in the middle. Now watch this. Put a dot above your finger and put a dot below your finger. And we have Bettina from Germany. Hello, Bettina. What time is it in Germany right now? I believe it's about 10:30 at night. Is that right? So we're going to draw a foreshortened box. We're going to draw this box right here because I want to teach you how to use this drawing direction compass to make your drawings line up and look awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to use drawing directions to help position your drawing. So let's connect these two dots in the middle to make a foreshortened square. Now there's 12 Renaissance words that we're going to be talking about. I'm going to write this awfully fast, so turn your paper sideways. Right in here, write 12 Renaissance words. These words are 500 years old. Put plus 500 years old. And if you learn these words, you can draw anything in the world that you see or you feel or you imagine in 3D. That's the key right there. What 3D equals, so you can even put another equal, it'd be a long sentence, is it's an illusion. It's an illusion of depth. Your pencil's like this magic wand. Write this down. 12 Renaissance words plus 500 years of artists and artisans and graphic illustrators using these words in 3D. And 3D is like a magic wand, your pencil, to create depth. So here's one of the words is foreshortening. This is a foreshortened square. A square that's foreshortened, that's squished. Now don't go straight across right here. Watch, this is lower. This is called placement. There's 12 Renaissance words of drawing. This chart right here is all about having you squish and distort images to make them 3D. We're going to use that word right there. Now remind me, before we go, I want to tell you how to get those charts for absolutely free from my draw3d.com website. In fact, I'll just write it really quick right here. Okay, print. These are things to do that you can do for print your charts from draw3d.com. They're free. You go into the free printable area. Draw3d.com. I'll tell you more about that later. These charts. All right. Now, this is going to be this line right here. We're going to call this drawing direction northwest. We're going to call this drawing right here direction southwest. I'm going to call this direction right here northeast. And I'm going to call this drawing direction right here southeast. Now, these are the four positions that most artists use to draw. Not every artist and not every drawing, but most of the time. This is a normal compass. I'm going to go fast through this. So this is just, today it's just a glimpse. I hope you have so much fun that you go through and you just watch all of my lessons on YouTube and on Amazon Prime, okay? This is a normal compass. This is a compass knocked over to make it foreshortened. We use these four positions most of the time when we're trying to make drawings 3D. Okay? It's really, really easy to get once you practice. Now, I'm going to put the light source for all of our drawings up here. Take your pencil. This will be our light source for the whole page. Okay? Go ahead and take some notes, my high school students. All my high school students, but take notes. We're going to fill this page packed today. Sun's coming over here, so let's shade opposite. Shade. Now we could stop there and it would be fine. And then put a shadow. The shadow will line up in direction southwest. So in this we used 4 words of the 12 words right here. We used foreshortening. This is here. Just do this, and then my symbol for foreshortening is a circle. Not quite sure what that's. Down here, take your pencil. This is shading. So put that's my symbol for shading. Right here, shadow. Here's my symbol for shadow right here. Draw a ball with 3 little shadow lines. And right here's placement. This is lower on the paper. Here's my symbol for placement. 1 little flower in the ground lower. See? So there's foreshortening. There's shading. There's shadow. There's shading, shadow. There's placement and size. This near part is larger than the far part. So here's my symbol for size. Okay? I have symbols for all 12 words. And these are a really neat way to learn how to draw. Okay, you can even do a little chemical equation right here. You can, if we want to do what this equals, look at, check this out. You know how we talk about H2O, right? This is, what is that? What's H2O? This equals a molecule of water, right? A molecule of water. Well, I'm going to show you a molecule of drawing. This is a molecule of drawing, a building block, but we build it from elements. So a block, basically, look at, is foreshortening plus size plus shading plus shadow plus placement, right? And that equals a molecule of drawing. That equals an image, a molecule. The molecule is a cube. Isn't that fun? Isn't that kind of cool? Isn't that crazy? So we can take the simplest shapes and break them down into even simpler elements. These are the elements of drawing, is these 12 elements, these 12 rules. Okay, so let's go down here in score number 3. Let's use this cube and draw a really cool twisting worm. So I'm going to very lightly, now we're going to use whisper lines here, guys. Put 2 dots far apart. Put your finger in the middle. And I know I'm going kind of fast because I'm getting all excited about working with you more advanced high school kids. That so you can watch. You can always pause this on the reposting. It's going to be reposted to YouTube later on, and you can watch the repost. We're going to go through a lot. Now draw a very light line. We're going to whisper. We're going to block this in, and we're going to shape it. Now I'm going to make this worm, a wormy worm, all twisty. Middle line. See, this is very light. We just did that. Now here's my inspiration for this lesson. It's right here. Where is that? There it is. Now this is a book series I did. I've written a whole bunch of books. I think I've written about 17 books, 14 of which are still in print, and here's one of them. This is on Amazon.com. It's a great series. But let me show you the image that this is inspired from. This is whoop, that's not it. Where's Gadgets and Gizmos? Where is that book? Where's my Gadgets and Gizmos? Ah! Oh my goodness! I had it laid out before I started, and I don't see it. Where is it? Well, it's a great book. Take a look at this right here. But we're going to be drawing this tube, and I had the book all laid out. It's all ready to show you the cool drawing. And my room. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to find it tonight and go, well, there it was the whole time. All right, well, goodness gracious. See, this is what happens. I have books and stuff surrounding me all around me. And right now I can't find it. But we're going to draw it anyways. All right, let's do it. Take your pencil. We're going to follow this line here. I'm going to draw this worm, right? Now watch. It's going to be really cool. I think I'll start from up here. I'm going to follow the guideline. So I'm going to draw the worm right here. And then I'm going to have the worm coming down. I'm going to use this as my guideline, okay? Alfred, a 12-hour shift and you're still drawing with me. Well, that's just wonderful. I'm so glad. But I really wanted to show you that sample of the worm, and I don't have the book, and I'm just driving myself nuts trying to find it. Oh, la-di-da, la-di-da. What did I do with it? Well, you guys are just going to have to come back. And you're going to have to come back. I'll show you later. It's one of the draw series. It's just this awesome worm. So I'm going to draw this worm changing direction. Now watch. I'm going to take the worm, and I'm going to use this as a guideline. See? I'm going to come around here. I'm going to make this larger. See? I'm just using the angle. See? The angle of the box. I have the worm come down here. And then I'm going to use that angle again. It's going to get bigger as it comes towards you. And then I'm going to have the worm this face kind of coming up here a little bit. See, I use the box as a structure, as a guide. All right, so this will be the face of the worm. It's going to be, that's his eye. I'm blocking it in. He's going to be picking up off the ground here, looking up. So down here, see, we use the box. We use the curve, the line. We use that alignment. Direction northeast, direction northwest, direction southwest. So this will be the back of the worm, and then we're going to overlap. I'm going to come around. See, this overlapping is important. And it gets larger as it comes towards you. Now, I'm just going to kind of darken just a bit here. We're just scoping. Now I'm going to take my eraser and I'll erase that box. That was our alignment. We just wanted to teach you how to keep your worm lined up so it lies across the ground, you see? Really cool. Isn't that neat? Give me a thumbs up. Are you guys with me? This is a little more advanced drawing, but we're using that drawing direction compass. We're using this right here. We're using this drawing direction compass to help us draw that in 3D. And I'm still dwelling on finding that book. Goodness gracious, it's called, I believe it's called Gadgets and Gizmos, and I just can't find it. No, goodness gracious. This is what happened. If I just took my camera and spun it around, you guys would be impressed with the chaos in my art studio. However, I have learned from reading, of course, you have to qualify your source, that a chaotic, idea-strewn room is the mark of creative genius. And we're geniuses, right? All right, so I'm going to zoom that in just a little bit so you can see a little bit better here. We'll let it focus. Can you guys see it all right? Now down here, I'm going to put a little shadow on the ground. I'm going to have this lift up here. The shadow, remember the light's coming from above. Sorry. And I'm going to put a shadow cast onto the ground, okay? Now, I'm going to put this texture. Texture is really important. Let's put a nice texture along the bottom here. Put that texture, now right here, it's going to wrinkle. This is a tube. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to do a little side lesson right here. Take your pencil right over here on the side, and we're going to do two things. I want to draw a pair of legs walking. I'm going to call that pair of legs 1, and I'm going to draw another pair of legs. Put legs here. Same shape. See this? Look at Cheryl Ann. Says her studio. She's an artist in Albuquerque. I met Cheryl Ann at a Comic-Con in Albuquerque 2 years ago. Hey, Ahmed, how are you, Ahmed? Where are you from? Tell me, where are you from? Are you in Dubai? Are you in, I think you're in Dubai, right? I think I met you at Dubai Comic-Con a couple years ago. Here's leg 1, leg 2. And then we're going to watch what I do. I'm going to take leg A and leg B, write this. We're going to do a little science experiment with you high school students. Now watch this. I think you're really going to like this. Ahmed, tell us where you're from. We'd love to hear it. Write it down. Oh, you are in Dubai. Good. Great to see you. What time is it in Dubai? Let's take leg A. Now this is, I do know where this is. This one is in this book here, in my You Can Draw in 30 Days. And this is a great book, you guys, you have in your classroom. But we're talking about the tubes. So here we are. What we're going to do is we're going to take these tubes, and just by changing, see these legs, right? Just these legs. Just by changing the direction of the tubes, we're going to make leg 1 come towards you. And in this one, I'm going to make leg A go away from you. This is really cool. Look what I did with these little like salt and pepper shakers. I took them and exactly the same image, but just by curving the lines. Just by curving the lines, I'm turning, making these shapes go in different directions. That's what we're going to do with these legs right here, okay? Just by changing the direction of the contour lines. So direction, look at this, lesson A. Sorry it's bouncing so much. It's one of my problems with this one. Look at leg A. Just by curving that way. Now let's reverse it. Take your pencil and reverse it. Look at this, is so cool, you guys. These are one of the 12 words. There's 12 words, and this is just one of them. There's 12 Renaissance words. Okay, 12 Renaissance words, and this is one of them right here. And this one's called contour lines right here. Contour lines. You see that? There's 12. If you want to get this right here, you go to draw3d.com, look at printables. If you guys do want to get a membership on this one, I'd love to have you. I got a 50% off coupons, you guys. Make sure if you do want to get this membership, it's a classroom series or for families at home. You pick the appropriate one. It's just on the honor system. I have a different license for classrooms and one license for home use and homeschool use. It's 50% off for you if you want to do it. Okay, but get that free printable right here. So let's zoom in and let's practice those angles right here. So now watch, I'm going to reverse. Instead of going the same way, I'm going to take leg A and push it away from you. I'm going to push it away from you here. Push it away from you. Hello, Emily Albright. How are you? Another great YouTube artist is online with us right now from Texas at YouTube. Mine's Mark Kistler. Emily online with us right now. Emily, go ahead and put your YouTube link for all these kids to see. Put your YouTube link. Go ahead in the text box. Nobody else, please, nobody else put any links in the text box unless I specifically ask you to. I like to keep this turbo controlled, G-rated. Thank you so much. Do you guys like this right here? Well, you should draw with me every night. 90 days, 90 drawings on Facebook every night. Then we transfer it over to YouTube. Okay, let's try this same idea. Let's take elbows. Let's take two elbows. Same shape exactly. Well, elbow 1, elbow 2. I'm going to show you the power of of contour lines. Art with Albright. That is the name of her YouTube channel, Art with Albright. I thought you were going to put a link on there, Emily. You can just type your link right in there if you want. Let's take this elbow and turn it towards you. Look at that. Just by changing the direction of the curve. Isn't that great? I would love to have your original drawings in my clinic in the future. Well, well, I am glad you asked, because what a coincidence. I happen, for my nonprofit, I have a nonprofit right up here. Thank you for asking that. You just gave me a great lead in. For my nonprofit at markkistler.com. Click the nonprofit button. And one of the ways that I fund these free webcasts and my children's hospital visits and my free elementary school assembly visits and my Comic-Con appearances is through doing commissions. I do pencil commissions. And the way you get one of these is you go to the nonprofit tab, you make a donation to the nonprofit tab, and I'll take your name and I'll make it a beautiful. All the money, 100% of the money that I make through my drawing commissions goes through the nonprofit to support and promote and educate children around the world with the joy of drawing and visual arts. So thank you so much for your support. This is, now look at, I reversed it. See what I did? I reversed it. See? I reversed it. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to reverse this. Isn't that great? Yeah, I'm excited. Today's the first day. Thank you, John Hardsdorf, for helping me with the website. Isn't that awesome? That made it. So we're going to take the same idea. We're going to reverse these curves. Now remember, this is on page. Finish my sentence. John Hardsdorf. We are just live today for the first day. markkistler.com. Click the nonprofit link. That's what's live today. Thank you. Well, thank you there, Ami. Thank you so much. Everything I do is based on you guys' generous support, your interest, your enthusiasm. I thank you. I thank you for that support very, very much. Just go to the website, go click the donate at the very top of my website. There's a nonprofit button, and make sure you click that for me, would you? It's a little tiny thing at the very top, and I want to show you the page. Now, if you get this book, you can draw in 30 days. Really, it's a wonderful book. Of course, I'm going to say that. I wrote it. What am I going to say? Oh, it's okay. Here's the contour line right here. Look at page 135. Look at that. Look at page 134. It's really great. See that? Look at that page right there. Take a screenshot. If you can, take a screenshot of that. If you guys want to take a screenshot, go for it. I'm going to hold it for a second. You guys want to take a screenshot of that? Go for it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And then get ready. Take a screenshot of that. Go ahead, and you can practice those right there. Take a screenshot of that. And then if you have your cameras out, take a screenshot of these guys. Okay, there you go. Take a screenshot of that. That's the cover of the book. That's what I want you to get on Amazon.com or your local bookstore. All right, let's zoom in right here. Let's work on using those contour lines. Let's using those contour lines. Now remember, if I'm going too fast, this is going to be posted on YouTube. All right, I'll be Heather Smith, my wonderful. Now look, I'm going to use contour lines. Look, it's curving. See, it's curving right the tube. Excuse me, and then I'm going to turn this. See this right here? I'm going to turn it. See, it's turning it. It's turning. See, it's turning. Put a whole bunch of them, and then give a space. See this? It's turning. All right, contour lines. Are you with me? Contour lines, contour lines. And then turn the corner again. Here, put the wrinkles. Put the wrinkles. Thank you, Emily Albright, for putting your link to your YouTube channel. Emily Albright is a national treasure, you guys. You got to watch her. Another one of my favorite YouTube channels is Valerie Flynn. She's amazing, amazing. She's going to be a guest artist with me. Oh, you got to hit the hey, Ahmed. Thank you for hey, you know what? I'm trying to get to Dubai to the Comic-Con. And you work at the hospital, so send me send me a note. I want to come visit the kids in the children's hospital. Go to the nonprofit button and read about how to have me come to the hospitals. It's free. I donate my time, and I just love to come out and give the kids a little distraction, a little bit of love, a little bit of hope, and some distraction, basically, and the joy of drawing. Okay, so good to see you. Hey, Mark, look at this, Jack Moore. Jack Moore on. He's on the air with us. And Jack, it's 1 o'clock Pacific time. Did you remember that? Because you're on right now. And you know it's 3 o'clock our time, right? I hope that it's a Pacific time. 1 o'clock Pacific time. So I have you billed for that. I hope that you remembered. I'm sorry. I hope I made that clear enough for you. I see you here right now, and now I'm getting a little anxious that you thought it was 1 o'clock Texas time, because this is my end of my high school level, and then I start. But if it's right now, Jack, if you want to do it right now, go for it, dude. Jack, it's okay, because I might only get you one time, and so I'm just going to end this lesson. Give me 4 more minutes here, and then you take it away, and you can go because we have time. Oh, you want to do it? You can do it right now. We can do 2 visits. Do you want to do one right now at the end of this one? We can go just right through. I can give you the camera right now if you want it. Do you want it? Or do you want to come back at 3? Or both? I would love. Wouldn't that be great if you did 2? Oh my gosh! Come on, do 2. Come on. What do you say? I don't know. Maybe he does have, he is at NASA. He's, big, super awesome artist at NASA. So he's busy. Oh, quick tour. Okay, quick tour. We're going to split the screen, guys. And Jack's going to give us a quick tour. But first, let's finish this worm. Jack's going to give us a live walking tour. This is a bonus for you guys. You guys are, I hope, Ahmed, did you go to bed, Ahmed? I hope you're still there. You can see a NASA tour. We're going to split screen it right now. Thank you guys for drawing. Before we split screen it, I'm going to do 2 things. February 22nd through 24th, I'm at Wizard World Portland Comic-Con. Portland, if you want to come, go on there, get your tickets. It's half off, 50% off. Buy one, get one free. Here's the code, Kistler BOGO, Portland, Oregon. Really quick, I'm going to go March 7th through 10th. I'm going to be at San Diego Comic Fest. Please come visit me in San Diego. March 14th through 17th, I'm going to be at Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle. Please come visit me there. March 22nd through the 24th, I'm going to be in Chicago at C2E2 in Chicago. Please come visit me there. If you know of a hospital in these cities, please make an introduction for me. I want to come. In April, real fast, April 5th through the 7th, I'm going to be at Wizard World St. Louis. And if you know a hospital there, a children's hospital, please make an introduction. I'd love to come and visit you. May 10th through the 12th, I'm going to be at Comic Palooza in Houston. Texas. And then June 15th, I ran out of room. June 15th through the 16th. And I'll go step over here. I'm going to be at Washington State Summer Con. That's in Puyallup. An awesome Comic Con. It's a family Comic Con. All right, let me zoom out. I will leave that on the screen for you guys to see, and we're going to split screen here. Oh, Ahmed, are you back? I hope you're still there. Here we go. Got to go, guys. Oh, your friend Hester. Okay, you got to go. Buddy, let's get Jack on the camera. Jack Moore, here you come, buddy. Approved. And I'm adding you, Jack. I'm so excited.
Hey, Mark, this is Jack from Houston. How do you read me?
Jack, great, perfect. That's awesome.
It's ground control to Commander Mark.
That's awesome. I'm going to put this guy. He's like all excited. Yay.
Hey, so thanks everybody for giving me a couple of minutes to tag in and say hello from Houston here at NASA Johnson Space Center. We're going to walk into the building that you see right behind me. This is actually a huge facility where we are housing one of our iconic vehicles, the mighty Saturn V rocket. And as I'm kind of walking through the tour today, you guys feel free to hit me with questions on the feed there, and I'll be happy to take some of those real time as we check out this remarkable vehicle. So let's step inside, get out of the wind. I hope that's not too much of a distraction. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera around here. And later today at 3 p.m., you can join Mark, and you guys will get to draw this. So this is
awesome. That's so awesome.
This is our Saturn V rocket, and we are at the very nose of that rocket right now. So if we were literally a bird on launch day, this is the perspective we would see as it was screaming up towards us. And just do a little bit of a walking tour, just kind of talk you through some of the basic components. I really want to run to the back, and we'll start there. But just a little bit of the history on the Saturn V. You know, when we were first getting into space back in the 1960s, we sent our first human being into outer space, Al Shepard. We realized that the rocket that he flew on was not quite capable enough to achieve the goal that our president at the time, John F. Kennedy, had set out for us. He told us that we choose to go to the moon. And we weren't going to pull that off with the rockets of the time. We had to develop something completely new. So Wernher von Braun, the father of this vehicle, and his team of scientists and engineers got to work. We had a whole army of engineers and scientists working to come up with this design, perhaps one of the most complicated vehicles ever built during that period. And one of the things that was really mind-boggling as we go through and we talk about all these components and these elements, remember, we had nowhere near the computational power that we have nowadays. This was all done out on sketching, drawing ideas, coming up with these concepts, running the formulas, and then testing. We threw all kinds of different variants of this rocket to make sure that the ideas that we had and the components that we were designing were going to work as advertised. All right, so we're making our way down to the back. It takes me a while to get down here because this thing is 360 feet long, roughly the size of a football field. So I just pretty much walked from one end zone down to the other to take a look at these guys here. This is the business end of this bad boy. These are the F1 engines, and each one of these produces nearly 600,000 or over 600 million pounds of thrust. Together, they can reach a max capacity of about 7.5 million pounds of thrust. These are insanely powerful. To put that in perspective, that's about 1 million more than what the space shuttle could do with the solid rocket engine and its liquid-fueled engines. As a matter of fact, these F1s hold the record of being the most powerful liquid-fuel single-chamber engine in history. How many people would be involved in the design and building? So a question from Alfred. That's a great question. I could tell you it was an army of engineers and scientists, although the exact figure I don't have off the top of my head, but that is something I can look up, and I would be happy to post that here in the comment thread a little later on. One of the neat things about these engines is that they gimbal. When you think about a rocket and the way that it flies, all the energy is back here at the back. And the way I like to think about it, it's like balancing a broomstick in the palm of your hand. All the weight is up at the top, but you're pushing from the bottom. So it's the job of these engines to make sure that the rocket doesn't tip over or go in the wrong direction. So some of these, the 4 outer engines, you can kind of see, I don't know if I can zoom on this, well, maybe not, but you can kind of see where they connect with the vehicle. There's kind of some soft material. That's to allow for gimbaling, so they can actually move around. So if my hand is the back of the engine, they would kind of do this to keep the rocket moving upright. So it's kind of like balancing that broom in the palm of your hand. The center engine would be fixed, but all that power would help propel the astronauts up towards space. And that is a pretty wild ride. As I walked by, you could see some of the mission icons for all the different flights we took. And this is always kind of one of my favorite parts of the program, because these were all done by artists and designers to represent these incredible programs. As a matter of fact, I saw a second ago, Blake Dumsnell was there on the Comet feed, and he's designed several mission patches. Incredibly talented designer. I really enjoy getting to do talks with him. So the rocket's divided into 3 stages. This first stage with the F1 engines, this burns for 2.5 minutes. When you look at the size of this thing, it's hard to imagine that all the fuel in there, the liquid oxygen and kerosene, would be emptied out in 2.5 minutes. Each one of those engines gobbles up about 3 tons of fuel every second. So it burns quick. And as they're accelerating up, they're pulling roughly about 3.5 Gs. And the way I think about that is when you kind of go through when you ride a roller coaster and you go flying through that loop and you feel like you're pressed against your seat, that's about 3 Gs, 3.5 Gs. So imagine feeling that for 2.5 minutes as you're rocketing up. It feels like you're in a minivan driving down railroad tracks and everything's shaking around like crazy. It's hard to read your dials. And then all of a sudden, you separate. So we now have our second stage. We're going to get rid of that part. It's empty. We don't need it anymore. It's completely empty. And we're going to fire these engines here. So we separate, and for just a brief moment, you're actually falling backwards back to the Earth. And when those kick in, it's like a kick in the pants, and you go rocketing back up through the atmosphere again. And then you'll ride that for another 6 minutes or so before finally reaching orbit. And then this tank is completely empty, and that is released as well and discarded. So the final stage, the third stage, is where the magic happens. So at this point, our astronauts are circling the Earth. They're traveling about 17,500 miles per hour, and they're on orbit. And that's about 5 minutes, 5 miles every single second, about 25 times faster than the speed of sound. But you know what? This rocket's not made to go to Earth orbit, right? It's designed to go somewhere different. We want to go to the moon. So this last stage here, that little engine there, we fire that, and that kicks us out of the Earth orbit and sends us flying towards the moon. And once we're done with this, we'll get rid of this as well, and that stays in space. It actually continues on an orbit around the sun. In fact, a lot of these sections are still out there in space. So if you want the ultimate collector's items, you can build a rocket ship and go out there, grab one of these things. They're still out there floating around in pristine condition. So the final piece of our journey on the Saturn V is getting ready to land on the moon. And we're going to walk right up in here. Oop, try not to walk in front of anyone's photos. And again, guys, if you have questions while we're going through it, feel free to post them in the comments and I can take those. But this is the cool part of the Saturn V right here. One of our partners, our industry partners that helped build the Saturn V was IBM. And this ring of wires and boxes, believe it or not, that is the brain of the Saturn V. Inside this, we would have gimbals and computers that would help the Saturn V to know where to point those engines we were talking about a little earlier. So if the gimbal sensed that we were slightly going off track, it would make a small adjustment on those F1s and keep us flying true. Now inside this big space is where we'd store our lunar lander. And once we were ready and we were safely on our way to the moon, we would open this bay up. And if you look on the side, let's see if I can get over here, you'll see there's hinges on the side of this cowling. So this whole thing would open up like an alligator. So it's like a big mouth, and it would open it up and it would slowly fall away. And then the astronauts in our command module towards the front would turn their spaceship around and dock with the top of the lunar lander. There's a little diagram here we could take a quick look at to illustrate the point. This is another place at NASA, where we have a lot of help from our artists in creating displays like this to showcase how really complicated ideas work. And here we have a beautiful representation of the flight path of the command module and the lander that helps to communicate all these complex ideas. So once we dock with our lander, we're now heading to the moon, and we will eventually land on the surface. And that's what we did in July of 1969. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first human beings to walk on the surface of the moon almost 50 years ago. As a matter of fact, this July we'll celebrate 50 years of exploration. So this is or specifically landing on the moon. So very exciting times. And
I think we should go back, huh, Jack? We got to go back, Jack. Back, Jack.
We're going to the moon and Mars. So, to moon to Mars is what our policy is right now.
What do you think? What do you think? It's going to be 2025, 2029?
Well, a little sooner than that. So we actually have the Saturn, or excuse me, the SLS rocket, which is in development at this second. Large pieces of it, just like what we are seeing today, are starting to come together and be tested. And that rocket's scheduled to fly in 2020. And that'll be a test flight where we're going to send a capsule, a lot like the one you see here, and that's going to fly to the moon uncrewed, because we're going to test it out first, make sure everything works as advertised.
Oh, 2020, I'm so excited. That's like less than 2 years.
Yep, and about a year later, we'll have our first human crew on their way to the moon. And we'll be building an outpost that'll be orbiting the moon. It's called Gateway. So it's almost like a space station for the moon, where we can conduct lunar ops, we could do robotic missions, sample returns, all kinds of cool stuff.
Can you please request for me a little drawing colony, a little art colony for artists to visit, to go up there and stay for a week? Come on,
Mark,
man.
I think that idea is out of this world.
Wouldn't that be awesome? A whole week on the moon.
Don't you appreciate my restraint and not throwing out too many space puns so far? So folks, I hope you enjoyed this. And Mark, I'm excited. So awesome. I'm excited to tune in later today at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Central time. And we'll take another look at the rocket and then hopefully get to draw it, right?
Okay, so now one thing here. It's at, okay, my thing is at 2:30 is when I'm going to do a lesson, and then we'll continue with you at 3 o'clock.
Sawyer. All right, perfect.
Quick question, and we'll have plenty of time, so if you want to, bring your little sketch pad so that after this, just practice for a second. Pretend you have a sketch pad. You can sit down. Is there a little table you can sit at in there, or you have to sit somewhere where you could do a little drawing holding the camera? Is there something you can sit at? No,
I am going to make a good faith effort.
Or, I mean, you could just bring some tape and a paper and put it on the wall. But that, yeah, you'll get in trouble, wouldn't you?
Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll sort something out. This will be fun.
I mean, I can draw, but you, after the walk, would be so fun is to have you draw that Saturn rocket with the kids, and you just hold your. It's really easy. Just hold your phone like that. But it's not perfect. It's awkward, but it's really fun.
All right. Well, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I know. I'm so demanding. Thank you for taking us on a tour. Here,
it was my pleasure.
I give you the Happy Duck Reward, man. You're awesome.
Well, thank you. I'll put that on my resume.
Thanks, Jack. Here, give us a smile first. We'll reverse the camera.
All righty. So
give us a big smile. Thank you, Jack.
Thumbs up. You guys have fun.
Wait. I want to get a screenshot, so I'm going to try to do it without. Okay, here it comes. Screenshot. Bam. Got
All right, guys.
See ya, Jack. Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Was awesome. What a wonderful. All right, guys, thank you for drawing with me. Come back again at we're doing another one at 1 o'clock Pacific time. That one's going to be elementary again. Here's our times. Elementary level, junior high at 1:45 Pacific time, 2:30 high school. Jack will come on at 3 o'clock. 6:30 is family workshop with Tom Bancroft. 2 o'clock during this program here. Tim Decker's coming on. All right, guys, you're awesome. Thank you for drawing with us. Jack Moore, you are one of my heroes. Talk to you later, guys. Bye, everybody.